Stop, you evildoer!
Who? What?
That man! He's walking his dog on a Tuesday! That's against the law here.
So what? It's a dog. It's not like a demon or an abomination. It's a normal dog.
It is against the law!
Oh, you're so annoying.
I am aware of that. I've been told that. Welcome everyone to GameGorgon. My name is Indigo.
And I'm not annoying. Today we're here to talk to you about the Paladin changes in patch 1.6, Pathfinder 2nd edition playtest style.
I'm out of breath for you.
This Paladin update is designed to move the Paladin from a lawful good specific class to a class that is a little bit more alignment versatile, available to be used for any good alignment, lawful, chaotic, or neutral good. This super does open the door for more, for maybe a neutral Paladin or an evil Paladin. But those things aren't in the book yet, and I haven't seen anything where Paizo was like, we're absolutely doing this with release. Might be something that comes in maybe a supplementary book or something down the road.
They'll probably have a book of evil deeds or something like that where you can have the anti-paladin, which was a thing in the past. And maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. I don't know.
Yeah, but that having been said, these three options absolutely open up the role-playing choices for Paladin a whole bunch.
Yeah, it makes me more willing to play the character because when it was just like lawful good, that's it, and I was like, you got rid of alignment from everything else but this. Why?
There are also a ton of new abilities that are really cool. Well, let's just get into it. Paladin's code is now the Paladin's code of conduct. And instead of being one thing for every kind of subtype of Paladin, it's now more modular than it was before. So there's the good module that every Paladin must follow because every Paladin has to be good at this point. And then there are the chaotic, neutral, and evil sort of modules is what I'm calling them. What did I say?
Evil.
Oops. And then there are the chaotic, neutral, and lawful modules is what I'm calling them for the moment. And those let you decide how to fill out your cause. So you can basically pick and choose based on like the intention behind your character, how it has to behave.
Sure.
Which is really cool.
Now, because you still have to be good, there are still some parts of the tenets that we had that are still the same, which is you can't do anything that's evil, and you have to protect the innocent.
Now, if you're a lawful good Paladin, you're going to be called a defender. Defenders have to act with honor, and they must respect the lawful authority of the land, whatever that may be, unless it obviously conflicts with the good tenets of the Paladin, which override all of the tenets that are coming after it.
That it just is the exact same as what we previously had.
Exactly.
But it is now its own category.
Subclass, quote unquote.
Yeah, and that's just so that we can separate it from the rest.
Exactly.
The next is the Redeemer, which is the neutral good. The first aspect of it is that you have to make an attempt to try to rehabilitate evildoers. This does not prevent you from, you know, someone's doing a really evil act, I have to kill them to stop them from doing this thing.
Yeah.
It's not like...
It's more like somebody has done evil and might do evil again. Instead of just killing them to prevent the future evil, you can try and work them through it, help them see the light, but you're not a dumb person. You can still be like, oh, that person has a weapon pointed at an innocent person. I'm going to kill them.
Yeah. You don't go in full force all the time. You're not at 11. You know, you go, hey, calm down, it's okay, and then you go in for the strike if you can't talk them out of it. The other thing is you have to show compassion to others, which, okay, I mean, neutral.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think this one's kind of lackluster, actually. No, it's just sort of, it's too generic.
Sure.
Like, it has to define compassion. Is compassion like, oh, I feel sorry for you, or is compassion like, I'm going to help you with your situation, even though you can't offer me anything in return?
I think
because that has a lot of ramifications.
I think the reason why it is because it is neutral.
True. The chaotic good Paladin option is going to be called the Liberator. The Liberator's whole idea is freedom. Everything is okay as long as people aren't being forced into anything. You must respect the choices other people make and not force anybody to act a specific way because you want them to, or punish people for not acting a way that you want them to, and that you must always demand people be free.
Now, if you want a shirt that matches your alignment, you can head over to Void Merch. They sent us these, and we like them. We promise you they have more than one design.
Yes.
Head down to the description where there's a link to their website. You can get some for yourself.
Now, these three causes don't just give you a set of rules to live by, they're also going to guide the way that your Paladin progresses. The way that it's going to do this is by modifying and enhancing the way your Paladin's reaction works. So there are now 3 separate Paladin's reactions. You're going to get one of them based on the kind of Paladin that you're playing, and then it's going to evolve as you gain levels in that specific kind of Paladin. The Defender's going to get Retributive Strike, which is the same as the reaction we had before with the Paladin. And it functions almost exactly the same way, but now it gives your ally damage resistance to the triggering attack equal to 2 plus your Paladin level. A nice little like sprinkling of power, and that's just baseline.
Yeah.
And it gets better as the Paladin improves.
It's a little buff.
Yeah, and fits the Defender like kind of persona a little bit. At level 9, if you hit the attacker with your strike, you're going to be doing persistent good damage to that attacker equal to your charisma modifier. And at level 15, allies within a 15-foot radius of you can also use their reactions to attack the target at a -5 penalty, which has the potential to provide a turn's worth of damage in one reaction, which is nuts.
Next is Glimpse of Redemption, which has the same trigger as the Retributive Strike, except for now your enemy has to either disrupt the triggering attack, but still counts as their multi-attack penalty, or after the attack resolves, the enemy becomes enfeebled too until the end of the next round.
We talked about status effects in this game over 2 videos. Most of them provide a lot of advantage, and just the ability to do that sort of every round, enfeebled 2, like it's not weak. And again, as you progress, it's gonna get stronger and stronger.
Oh yeah, for sure. At level 9, if they don't disrupt the attack, the same thing happens as the previous one, which is that you get persistent damage equal to your charisma modifier. At level 15, the resistance that it grants is reduced by 2, but it goes to every ally within 15 feet.
Yeah, and that's an option you can take.
Yes.
So you can still give full resistance to one ally, but if you need to protect multiple allies, you have an option here.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you're in a combat where you only have one more one ally,
Right.
and the rest of them are like really far back.
Yeah,
You're like,
or it's just a 2-person campaign.
yeah.
You know?
There's a bunch of different reasons why, or someone's really needs resistance.
Next up is the Liberator's reaction, which is Liberating Step.
Freedom isn't free.
Liberating Step has a new trigger. This is going to activate when an ally is grabbed, grappled, restrained, those kinds of status effects that limit the movement of your allies, because it's a Liberator and it doesn't like it when people are limited. So it's going to be like, hey, you can't move. When you use Liberating Step, your ally is going to be able to either re-roll the saving throw against the effect that is giving them the condition that triggered Liberating Step,
Okay.
or make a break free or escape action for free. And if they're successful, they can step as a free action, meaning they get to move 5 feet in whatever direction. At level 9, same thing as the previous 2. If the target of Liberating Step had any status effects that include grabbed, restrained, blah, 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 the attacker is going to take persistent damage, good damage equal to your charisma modifier.
Different trigger,
Same result
yeah.
at level 9. Now at level 15, if the ally that the triggering attack was targeting chooses not to attempt to break free again, every ally in 15 feet can take a step action, including yourself as the Paladin.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know, probably the least useful one in my opinion, but
Especially
that's
at
just
level
me.
15?
Yeah. There are also a lot of new Paladin class feats. A lot of them are aimed specifically towards, again, modifying the way that your reaction works, and there are, I think, 2 per subtype of Paladin that specifically target their reaction, and then there are a couple general ones at the end. The first one's level 1, Ranged Reprisal, which allows you to make Retributive Strike attacks with ranged weapons, or if you're using a melee weapon and the target of your Retributive Strike is 5 feet away from you, you can step 5 feet to get into melee range of them.
The other feat is Evil Smite, which takes 2 actions and you can't get until level 12. The strike takes 2 extra weapon damage dice if the target is evil. The strike applies the effects of your Retributive Strike, and you can convert all damage from the strike to good damage. It's strong in a very hyper-specific situation.
Well, I think it's strong generally because it's allowing you to apply Retributive Strike twice per round. You know, because you only get 1 reaction by default. So this gives you another way of applying that effect. That's really strong. The convert to good might be a good way to overcome resistances at some point in the game, but that's not terribly useful. It's more about that middle one. The next 2 feats both have Redeemer as a prerequisite. If the target of your Glimpse of Redemption would have become enfeebled 2, they instead become stupefied 2, which is way, way stronger than Enfeebled.
I love the name of it, the weight of.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh,
The gravitas.
Ooh.
It's like you feel like the biggest dick. I'm glad they didn't name it that.
The next one is Lasting Doubt, which is a level 14, and has, which I feel the other one didn't have, a connection between the two feats. Like,
yeah.
it adds a bonus to it. So here it is. After being enfeebled 2 by Glimpse of Redemption, the target is enfeebled 1 for 1 minute. If you have Weight of Guilt, replace enfeebled with stupefied. Stupefied for a minute.
That's good. Even stupefied 1 for a minute. That's really good.
Yeah.
I dig that all day. The next 2 feats have Liberator as a prerequisite.
Freedom isn't.
The first is Unimpeded Step. The target of your liberating step is not affected by difficult terrain, greater difficult terrain, narrow surfaces, or uneven ground during the step you granted them. No, I'm not interested in this. Not interested in this at all. This is wildly underwhelming to me. It's too specific. It's really specific.
Yeah. Next is Liberating Stride, which is level 12. Instead of taking a step, the primary target of your liberating step can stride up to half their speed.
Which is like, okay.
Freedom of movement, yeah.
There should have been a better approach to this.
Oh, yeah.
I think if
I
any
think they
of
were
these,
just like, put some in there and get that out, you know what I mean?
I think if any of them are going to get reworked with the release, it's definitely going to be Liberator.
Yeah.
Because it's so underwhelming.
Yeah.
And lastly, there is a feat that you can take with any of the Paladin subtypes, and that is Divine Reflexes, which gives you something that is wildly overpowered. An extra reaction at the start of your turn that you can use only to use Retributive Strike.
Okay.
Which is super good. You get 2 reactions on your turn. One of them, Retributive Strike, guaranteed. The other one, whatever you want. Another Retributive Strike, do it.
That, if you take a couple of these feats, like you take this,
Yeah.
and you take one of the other ones, which basically allows you to get 2 Retributive Strike,
Yeah.
you're getting 3.
It's like, hey, you stop attack. Hey, you're like a mom. I know wrangle their stop it. No, you stop it too. I wasn't done talking to you. All right, everybody, head down to the comments, write whatever the you want, because I'm not your mom. While you're down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we release new content, and then head over to Twitter and talk to us on there. You can get me at QueueQT.
Or you can talk to both of us at the same time at any of the following social medias right here in this vicinity.
I'm pointing to them under the frame so you can't see my hands.
Until next time, we've been GameGorgon. Bye.
Woo!